Hello, everyone. Welcome back to EchoMind English. I'm Annie, your host for today. Have you ever listened to a native English speaker and thought, wow, they sound so natural. I wish I could speak like that. You're not alone. Millions of English learners around the world feel exactly the same way. They study grammar, memorize vocabulary, and practice pronunciation, but when it's time to speak, their mind goes blank. Why does that happen? Because real communication is not about knowing English. It's about feeling English. It's about connecting your words to real emotions, real moments, and real life. In this video, you'll learn 500 real-life English sentences that will help you speak with confidence, express yourself naturally, and connect from the heart, just like a native speaker. Each sentence you'll hear in this series is something people actually say every single day in homes, cafes, offices, and conversations around the world. But before we begin, I want you to imagine something. Imagine walking into a room full of English speakers. You smile, you greet them, and the words just flow naturally, easily, beautifully. You don't have to translate, you don't have to hesitate, you just speak. That feeling, that confidence, is what we're going to build together in this lesson. Let's start with something simple, yet powerful: how real people express emotions. When you understand how emotions are connected to language, your English becomes more alive, more human. Listen carefully and repeat after me if you can. Section 1. Everyday emotions, real-life sentences you can use anytime. I'm really proud of you. You did your best, and that's what matters. I can totally relate to that. That must be really hard for you. I know how that feels. Don't worry, you're not alone. I'm so happy for you. That's such great news. I didn't expect that, but it makes sense. You can count on me. Each of these sentences is short, emotional, and natural. Native speakers use them all the time, not because they're perfect English, but because they're real English. Try saying one of them out loud. For example, I can totally relate to that. When you say this with emotion, not just with words, you connect. You sound more authentic, more human. Now, notice something interesting. English speakers often use intonation and rhythm to express feelings. For example, I'm really proud of you. Say it with warmth. I know how that feels. Say it softly, with empathy. This is what makes your English sound alive, not robotic. Section 2. Culture and connection. In American culture, people often express emotions directly, but softly. They use words that show both understanding and positivity. If someone tells you they failed an exam, instead of saying, "That's bad," you might say, "Hey, don't worry. You did your best, and that's what matters." That sentence, simple as it is, carries emotional intelligence. It shows empathy and encouragement. That's why culture and language are always connected. When you understand how people use words emotionally, you understand the soul of the language. So, as you listen to this series, don't just memorize the sentences. Feel them. Imagine when and why you'd say them. Section 3. Motivation in real-life English. Now, let's shift to motivation, the kind of language people use to encourage themselves and others. Listen and repeat. I can handle this. I've been through worse before. One step at a time. I'm stronger than I think. I'm not giving up. Every day is a new chance. I believe in myself. I'm proud of how far I've come. I'm learning something new every day. I'll get there soon. These are the kinds of sentences you can use when you talk to yourself in English to stay motivated, focused, and positive. Because speaking English confidently isn't just about grammar, it's about mindset. When you repeat sentences like these every day, they start to shape your thinking, and your thinking shapes your speaking. This is how fluency grows, from the inside out. Section 4. Real-life example dialogue. Let's put a few of these sentences together in a short, natural conversation. A. Hey, you look a bit down. What happened? B. I didn't pass my driving test. A. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Don't worry. You did your best, and that's what matters. B. Thanks. I guess I'll try again next week. A. That's the spirit. Every day is a new chance. You'll get there soon. B. I hope so. Thanks for the support. A. Of course. You can count on me. See how simple, emotional, and real that conversation feels? It's not about complex grammar or rare words. It's about human connection, and that's what makes your English powerful. Before we move on to the next part, I want you to remember something important. Fluent English is not about perfection. It's about connection. So as you listen, repeat, and practice with me through this series, don't be afraid of mistakes. Don't rush. Take one sentence at a time. Feel it, speak it, live it, because the goal is not to sound like a textbook. The goal is to sound like you confident, natural, and from the heart. In part 2, we'll continue with another set of powerful, real-life English sentences, the kind that help you express gratitude, kindness, and empathy in your daily conversations. We'll also explore how tone and cultural context make your English sound truly native-like. So, stay with me. Let's keep learning, growing, and speaking from the heart. In part 1, we explored emotional connection and motivation, how real English sentences can express your feelings, build confidence, and sound natural in daily life. Now, in part 2, we'll go deeper. We'll focus on gratitude, kindness, and empathy, 3 powerful elements that shape how people communicate in English-speaking cultures, especially in the United States. Why are these so important? Because when you show gratitude, kindness, and empathy, you create trust, and trust makes your conversations warmer, deeper, and more real. So today, I'll teach you natural sentences people use every day to express appreciation, support, and emotional understanding. These are not just words, they're bridges between people. Section 1. Gratitude expressing thankfulness in real life. Let's begin with one of the most universal human emotions, gratitude. In American English, people often say, "Thank you," but not always in the same way. Listen to these natural variations that you can use in daily life. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. That means a lot to me. You didn't have to, but I'm really grateful. I can't thank you enough. You're a lifesaver. I owe you one. That was so thoughtful of you. Thanks for being there for me. I'm lucky to have you. Each of these sentences shows gratitude, but with a different emotional tone. For example, thanks a lot is casual and friendly. I really appreciate it is sincere and polite. That means a lot to me. Expresses emotional depth that touches the heart. Try saying one of these out loud and feel how it changes your tone. When you say, "I really appreciate it," don't rush the words. Let the feeling come through your voice. This is what native speakers do naturally. They let emotion shape the rhythm of their speech. Section 2. Kindness in everyday conversations. Kindness doesn't need to be complicated. In fact, it's often expressed through simple, short sentences that make people feel seen, valued, and cared for. Listen and repeat these real-life examples. Take your time. You're doing great. Don't worry about it. It's okay, mistakes happen. I'm here if you need me. Let me help you with that. You've got this. It's no problem at all. I totally understand. You deserve to be happy. Kindness in English often sounds gentle, supportive, and optimistic. For example, when someone apologizes for being late, instead of saying, "It's fine," you can say, "It's okay, mistakes happen." This sounds softer, warmer, and more human. Or when someone is nervous about a test or presentation, you can say, "You've got this." It's short, powerful, and full of encouragement. These kinds of sentences build emotional connection, and that's what makes your English feel alive. Section 3. Empathy, understanding, and sharing feelings. Empathy is the heart of natural communication. It's the ability to understand what someone else is feeling and respond with care. Let's learn how native speakers express empathy in everyday life. I'm sorry you're going through that. That sounds really tough. I completely understand how you feel. You're stronger than you think. I've been there too. You don't have to go through it alone. It's okay to feel that way. I'm here to listen. You did your best, that's enough. Things will get better. One step at a time. These sentences show emotional intelligence. They tell the other person, "I hear you. I understand you. You matter." If you listen carefully to English conversations, you'll notice people often use soft tones and pauses when expressing empathy. For example, "I'm sorry you're going through that." Say it slowly, with warmth. It's okay to feel that way. Comforting, calm, and accepting. When you speak like this, people don't just hear your words. They feel your heart. Section 4. Culture and emotional honesty. In many English-speaking countries, people value emotional honesty. It's okay to say how you feel, to express sadness, disappointment, or joy, as long as it's done respectfully. That's why sentences like these are common in American culture. "I'm having a rough day. I just need some time to think. I really appreciate your support." By sharing feelings openly, people build closer connections. So, when you practice these sentences, think about when and why people use them. For example, if your friend seems sad, you might say, "Hey, you don't seem like yourself today. Do you want to talk about it?" This simple question shows care, and that's the kind of English that goes beyond language. It touches hearts. Section 5. Real-life example dialogue. Let's see how all these emotions come together in a short conversation. A. "Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for helping me with my project." B. "No problem at all. I'm happy to help." A. "You're a lifesaver. I couldn't have done it without you." B. "You did most of the work. I just gave a little support." A. "Still, I really appreciate it. That means a lot to me." B. "Anytime. You know I'm here if you need me." Now notice how natural that sounds: warm, friendly, and full of emotion. There's no fancy grammar, just real English used by real people every day. Section 6. Motivation reflection. When you practice these sentences, don't just repeat them mechanically. Imagine yourself in real situations. Picture the person you're talking to, a friend, a colleague, a family member. Feel the emotion behind the words. If you do this, your English will become more than just correct, it will become alive. You'll sound confident, caring, and deeply human. So, keep these sentences close. Use them daily when you speak to others, or even when you talk to yourself. Because English fluency is not just about how many words you know, it's about how well you connect with the world through those words. In Part 1 and Part 2, we explored emotional English sentences that express feelings, empathy, and motivation. Now, in Part 3, we'll move into one of the most important skills for fluency: casual conversation. Small talk might sound simple, but it's the foundation of real communication. It's how friendships start. It's how people connect, build trust, and make others feel comfortable. Native speakers use small talk all the time, not because they love talking about the weather or coffee, but because it creates connection. It opens the door to deeper conversations. So today, we'll focus on natural, everyday English sentences you can use in real-life situations when meeting new people, chatting with friends, or keeping a conversation going. We'll also learn how tone, emotion, and curiosity make your small talk sound real and engaging. Section 1. Starting a conversation naturally. Let's begin with the most common challenge: how to start a conversation. When you meet someone for the first time, you don't need perfect grammar, you need warmth. Here are natural, friendly ways to start talking. Hey, how's it going? How have you been? What have you been up to lately? I haven't seen you in a while. How's your day been so far? That's a nice jacket. Where did you get it? This place has a great vibe, doesn't it? Are you from around here? Have you tried the coffee here? It's amazing. How do you usually spend your weekends? Notice how all of these questions sound friendly, relaxed, and open. They invite the other person to share, instead of just answering yes or no. That's the secret to good small talk. You create opportunities for connection. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like this place?" say, "This place has such a nice atmosphere, doesn't it?" It sounds more natural, and it encourages a longer response. Section 2. Keeping the conversation going. Once you've started talking, the next challenge is keeping the conversation flowing. You can do this by showing interest, asking simple follow-up questions, and reacting naturally. Listen and repeat these real-life sentences. Really? That's interesting. No way. Tell me more about that. Oh, I totally get that. That sounds like fun. How did that happen? I can imagine. Wow. That must have been amazing. What was that like? That's so cool. I've always wanted to try that. These short sentences keep the conversation alive. They show curiosity, interest, and emotion. Native speakers use them constantly, especially when they're listening. You don't need to say much sometimes. A few simple, warm reactions are enough to make someone feel heard and valued. Section 3. Talking about daily life. Now let's move into real, daily life English, the kind of sentences people use when they talk about their day, their routines, or simple experiences. I had such a busy morning. I barely had time for breakfast. I've been working non-stop lately. I'm trying to get more sleep these days. I went for a walk after dinner. It was so relaxing. I've been watching this new show on Netflix. I'm learning something new every day. I tried a new recipe yesterday. It turned out great. I'm planning a trip next month. I've been thinking about starting a new hobby. These sentences are simple, but they sound real because they're based on life. If you listen to native speakers, you'll notice that most conversations are built around everyday activities, work, food, movies, plans, and feelings. And you can use the same topics to sound natural too. Try combining a few of these sentences. I've been working a lot lately, but I'm planning a short trip next month. I really need a break. That sounds authentic, conversational, and fluent even though it's simple English. Section 4. Showing interest and responding naturally. Good small talk is like a dance. Both people take turns listening, reacting, and sharing. Here are natural responses you can use to keep the rhythm going. That sounds awesome. Oh, I know what you mean. Same here. I totally agree with you. I've felt that way too. That's such a good idea. You're so right about that. That must have been exciting. I can't believe that happened. That's so funny. These responses are short, but they're emotionally rich. They make you sound friendly, natural, and engaged. Even if your vocabulary is limited, sentences like these make your English feel alive. Section 5. Ending a conversation politely. Sometimes, you need to end a conversation, but you still want to sound friendly and polite. Here are natural, real-life ways to do it. It was great talking to you. I really enjoyed our chat. Let's catch up again soon. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, okay? I'll text you later. Let's grab coffee sometime. Hope to see you around. Talk to you soon. Stay safe. In English-speaking cultures, people often end conversations on a positive note, even if the talk was short. It shows respect, warmth, and confidence. So next time, instead of just saying bye, try saying, "It was great talking to you. Have a wonderful day." It sounds kind, confident, and very natural. Section 6. Real life example dialogue. Let's listen to how these sentences sound in a real conversation. A. Hey, how's it going? B. Pretty good, thanks. How about you? A. Not bad. I've been super busy with work lately. B. I can imagine. Things are crazy at my office too. A. Really? What kind of work do you do? B. I'm in marketing. We've got a big project coming up. A. That sounds exciting. What's it about? B. A new campaign for a travel company. It's stressful but kind of fun. A. That's awesome. I've always wanted to work in something creative. B. You totally could. You've got great ideas. A. Thanks. Anyway, it was great talking to you. Let's catch up again soon. B. Sure thing. Take care. Simple words. Natural flow. Real communication. That's the power of everyday English. Section 7. Cultural tip: the art of small talk. In many English-speaking cultures, small talk is not about the topic, it's about the feeling. It's how people build comfort and show friendliness. So when you make small talk, smile, keep eye contact, and sound relaxed. Ask open-ended questions and share something about yourself. For example, "Hey, I love your accent. Where are you from?" Or, "I've been trying to drink more coffee lately. Do you have a favorite kind?" These simple lines break the ice and start meaningful exchanges. Section 8. Motivation moment. Remember, you don't need to sound perfect. You just need to sound present. Every time you talk to someone in English, even for 1 minute, you're training your confidence, your rhythm, your connection. So keep practicing these small talk sentences every day. Use them with friends, colleagues, or even strangers online. Because fluency is built in small moments, one friendly sentence at a time. In part 4, we'll take small talk to the next level. You'll learn real conversational expressions that native speakers use to sound relaxed, humorous, and confident, including idioms, emotional tone, and the rhythm of natural English. It'll help you sound not just fluent, but authentically you. Stay tuned, stay curious, and keep speaking from the heart here on EchoMind English. In the last lesson, we talked about small talk, the art of everyday conversation. You learned how to start, maintain, and end a conversation naturally. Now, in part 4, we'll go a step further. Today, you'll learn how to sound more relaxed, expressive, and truly natural the way native speakers do when they talk casually with friends, family, or coworkers. We'll explore real conversational expressions, idioms, and emotional tone, how people use rhythm, pauses, and energy to sound alive and confident. This part is all about personality, bringing warmth, humor, and emotion into your English. Because when you sound natural, people don't just hear your English, they hear you. Section 1. Everyday conversational expressions. Native speakers often use short, emotional phrases that make their speech sound lively. These expressions are simple but full of meaning. Listen carefully and repeat after me. You've got to be kidding me. Seriously? That's crazy. Oh, come on. No way. That actually happened? That's awesome. I can't believe it. That's hilarious. You won't believe what happened next. I knew it. That's so typical of you. These are the kinds of sentences that make English sound real. They express emotion, surprise, excitement, frustration, or humor. Try saying them with energy. For example, you've got to be kidding me. Say it with surprise and laughter. Seriously? That's crazy. Say it with disbelief. You don't need complex words. You just need feeling. Section 2. Real idioms for daily conversations. Idioms are short phrases whose meanings are not always literal, but they make your English sound natural and expressive. Here are some you'll hear every day. I'm feeling under the weather. I'm a bit sick. It's not my cup of tea. It's not something I enjoy. That rings a bell. It sounds familiar. I'm on cloud 9. I'm very happy. Let's call it a day. Let's stop working for now. It's a piece of cake. It's easy. I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same situation. That hit the spot. That was exactly what I needed. I'll keep my fingers crossed. I hope for the best. It's not the end of the world. It's not that bad. Idioms give your English color and warmth. You don't have to use too many, just a few natural ones can make you sound fluent and confident. For example, if someone says they're nervous before an exam, you can say, "Don't worry, you'll do great. It's not the end of the world." Or if you finish a long day of studying, you might say, "All right, let's call it a day." These little sentences make your English flow naturally, just like native conversation. Section 3. Expressing emotion and tone. How you say something matters as much as what you say. English uses tone and rhythm to express feelings, sometimes even more than words. For example, "Yeah, right," said slowly and flat. It means disbelief. But "yeah, right," with energy and laughter means agreement. Here are a few more examples of emotional tone. "I can't believe you did that." surprise, or frustration. You've got this, encouragement. Oh, come on. Mild disbelief or teasing. That's so sweet of you. Appreciation. I'm so proud of you. Warmth and sincerity. Try repeating these with emotion. When you feel what you're saying, your pronunciation, tone, and rhythm all become more natural. That's why it's better to practice emotionally, not just grammatically. Section 4. Humor and connection. Native speakers often use humor to make conversations feel light and friendly. Don't worry, you don't need to tell jokes. You can simply use light, playful phrases that show friendliness and fun. Here are some natural examples. You're too funny. You always make me laugh. I can't with you. Playful way to say, you're too much. That made my day. I needed that laugh. You crack me up? I see what you did there. You're such a goof. I can't stop laughing. You've got a great sense of humor. These are simple ways to share positive emotion and build deeper relationships. When you make someone laugh in English even just a little, you connect instantly. Remember, humor doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be kind and natural. Section 5. Flow and reaction words. To sound fluent, you also need to use small reaction words, short sounds or fillers that keep your conversation flowing. These are things like, uh-huh, wow, oh really, or I see. They make you sound engaged and alive. Here are some of the most common ones. Oh really? Wow, that's cool. Uh-huh. Listening sound. Right. Agreement. Exactly. I know, right? Interesting. Oh no! Are you serious? That's so true. These short expressions are small but powerful. They keep the energy flowing in a conversation. Use them often when listening to show that you're engaged. For example, A. I didn't sleep at all last night. B. Oh no! What happened? Or A. I finally finished my presentation. B. Wow, that's great. How did it go? See how natural that sounds? Just a few short reactions make the dialogue come alive. Section 6. Real life example dialogue. Let's put it all together in a natural, everyday exchange. A. You've got to be kidding me. You finished the whole project already? B. Yeah, I stayed up late last night. I'm exhausted. A. Wow, that's crazy. You really worked hard. B. Yeah, but it's finally done. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. A. That's awesome. You deserve a break, maybe a day off? B. Definitely. Let's call it a day after this. A. Good idea. I'll keep my fingers crossed for your presentation tomorrow. B. Thanks. You're the best. Simple, emotional, real. That's how people talk every day. Section 7. Culture insight sounding natural without overdoing it. One important thing to remember. Sounding natural doesn't mean copying everything you hear. Native speakers use expressions naturally because they match their feelings. You should choose the ones that feel true for you. If you force slang or idioms that don't fit your personality, you might sound unnatural. But if you choose ones that match your tone and emotion, your English becomes authentic. So, instead of trying to sound like someone else, focus on sounding like yourself in English. That's real fluency. Section 8. Motivation moment. Fluency is not about speed. It's about flow. It's not about knowing 10,000 words, it's about using 500 real ones with heart, tone, and emotion. Every time you repeat these sentences with feeling, not just memory, you train your brain to speak from instinct. You start to think in English, not translate. And that's the moment when English becomes part of you. So, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep connecting one sentence at a time. In Part 5, we'll explore how to express opinions, beliefs, and personality in English, how to say what you really think with confidence, respect, and emotion. You'll learn how to agree, disagree, and share your point of view like a fluent speaker. Stay tuned and keep speaking naturally, confidently, and from the heart here on EchoMind English. Let's continue together. We've explored how emotions shape the way we speak, and how expressing feelings in English helps you sound more natural and more human. Now, let's talk about another kind of emotional energy, motivation, and passion. Because when you speak English with motivation, your words come alive. And when your words come from passion, people feel it even if your grammar isn't perfect. Let's begin with a simple truth. People don't remember what you said. They remember how you made them feel. So, when you speak English with a positive tone, with belief and purpose, your English instantly becomes more powerful. Here are some real-life English sentences that express motivation and passion. Repeat after me if you can. Feel the energy behind each one. I'm not giving up. I'll keep going no matter what. I believe in myself. I'm stronger than my excuses. I'm learning something new every single day. I'm proud of how far I've come. I'm not perfect, but I'm improving. My dreams are worth the effort. I'll make today count. I'm ready for a fresh start. Each of these sentences carries motivation, not just meaning, but feeling. When you say, I'm not giving up, you're not just describing a situation. You're affirming who you are. You're speaking from your heart. Now, let's make it sound more natural in conversation. Native speakers often express motivation in casual, personal ways. Listen to these real-life examples. It's been tough, but I'm hanging in there. I've come too far to quit now. One step at a time, right? You know what? I'm proud of myself. I'll figure it out. I always do. These sentences are filled with life. They sound like something you'd actually hear in a cafe, in a conversation, or in a podcast. They don't sound like textbook English. They sound real. When you speak English this way, you show not only your vocabulary, but your spirit. You show your mindset, your emotions, your resilience. That's the kind of English that connects deeply with people. Let's take a short exercise together. I'll say a motivational sentence, and I want you to imagine yourself in that situation. Repeat it, but feel it. Ready? I'm doing my best, and that's enough. I can't control everything, but I can control my attitude. Every mistake helps me grow. I'll keep trying until I get it right. I'm proud of who I'm becoming. When you repeat these sentences, don't just practice pronunciation. You're also training your mindset in English. You're thinking positively in English. And that's a powerful skill. Now let's connect motivation with daily life and culture. In many English-speaking cultures, especially in the US, people often use short motivational sentences in conversation. They're part of the culture of encouragement. You might hear, "You've got this. Keep pushing. Don't give up on your dreams. Stay focused. You're doing amazing." These short phrases are common in workplaces, gyms, schools, or even among friends. They're simple, but they create connection. They show support, positivity, and energy. When you use them, you instantly sound more natural and more confident. Here's a quick dialogue to help you feel how these phrases work in real life. A. I failed my test again. B. Hey, it's okay. You'll do better next time. Don't give up. A. Yeah, I'll try harder. B. You've got this. Just stay consistent. This is real conversation, full of motivation and kindness. And you can use these same patterns when you speak English too. Now, let's go a little deeper to the emotional heart of motivation. When we speak about our goals or dreams in English, we often mix hope, emotion, and purpose. Listen to these sentences. I've always wanted to travel the world. Someday, I want to open my own business. I'm working hard to create a better future. I want to make my family proud. I just want to live a meaningful life. Each one carries a dream. When you practice speaking them, don't rush. Pause. Feel each word. That's how you turn English from just a language into a reflection of who you are. Now, let's connect this to a cultural truth. In Western culture, people often express motivation openly. They say things like, I'm chasing my dreams, or I'm working on myself. It's not arrogance, it's confidence. It's a belief that personal growth matters. And when you speak this way in English, you're also practicing a piece of that culture. Let's close this part with one powerful reflection. When you say motivational sentences in English, you're not only practicing words, you're practicing a new way of seeing yourself. You're saying, I can, I will, I'm enough. And those 3 sentences can change how you speak, how you feel, and how you live. Take a deep breath and repeat one more time. I'm learning to speak English from my heart. That's where confidence begins. In the next part, we'll go even deeper. We'll explore how to express gratitude, connection, and empathy through real English sentences that make people feel understood and inspired. Because the more you speak with your heart, the more natural your English becomes. Let's continue. Now that you've learned how to express motivation and passion in English, it's time to explore another powerful emotional skill: gratitude, connection, and empathy. These are the heartbeats of natural English communication. When you speak with gratitude, people listen. When you speak with empathy, people feel safe. And when you speak with connection, people remember you. Language isn't just about words. It's about emotion. It's about the invisible bridge between you and another person, and gratitude is one of the strongest bridges you can build. Let's start with a few simple, real-life English sentences that express gratitude. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That means a lot to me. You didn't have to do that, but I'm really grateful. I'm thankful for your help. I can't thank you enough. You made my day. I'm so lucky to have you. You're the best. That was really kind of you. Each of these sentences is short, but full of warmth. You don't need complicated grammar to sound sincere. You just need feeling. When you say, thank you so much, let your voice show your emotion. Let your words breathe gratitude. Now, let's make these sentences sound even more natural in conversation. Native speakers often use friendly and relaxed ways to show appreciation. Like these. Thanks a ton. I really owe you one. You're a lifesaver. That was super helpful. Seriously, I appreciate it. These are phrases you'll hear every day at work, with friends, or even online. They're simple, real, and human, and when you use them, You instantly sound more connected. Now let's talk about connection and empathy. Gratitude connects people, but empathy makes that connection deep. Empathy means understanding how someone feels and responding with kindness. It's one of the most beautiful parts of communication in any language. Here are some real-life English sentences that express empathy. I understand how you feel. That must be really hard. I'm here for you. You're not alone. Take your time, I get it. I know it's not easy. I'm really sorry you're going through that. It's okay to feel that way. You don't have to be perfect. I'm proud of you for staying strong. When you use sentences like these, you're not just practicing English, you're showing your heart, and that's what makes people trust you when you speak. Let's listen to a short dialogue to see how empathy works in daily life. A. I failed my exam again. I feel so disappointed. B. I'm really sorry to hear that. I know you tried hard. A. Yeah. I studied a lot, but I just froze. B. That happens. Don't be too hard on yourself. You'll get it next time. I. Notice how natural and gentle that sounds. There's no big, dramatic language, just human understanding. That's empathy in action. Now, here's another example with gratitude and connection. Ah, thanks for helping me move last weekend. B. Of course, you do the same for me, right? A. Absolutely. I really appreciate it. B. No problem. It was fun hanging out anyway. See how friendly that feels? That's real English spoken from the heart, not from a textbook. It's how people build real relationships. Now let's go a little deeper. Gratitude and empathy are also cultural values. In English-speaking countries like the US, people express appreciation very often, even for small things. You might hear, "Thanks," when someone opens a door, passes a pen, or gives directions. It's not just politeness, it's part of the culture of kindness and acknowledgement. So, when you say, "Thank you," in English, you're not just being polite, you're joining that culture of warmth and respect. You're showing emotional intelligence. You're making your English sound human, natural, and kind. Let's try something together. Repeat these gratitude sentences slowly. Feel them. Don't just say them. I appreciate you. You've helped me more than you know. I'm grateful for this moment. I'm thankful for everyone who supports me. I don't take you for granted. Each sentence is simple, but if you say it with meaning, it becomes powerful. That's the secret to sounding natural, not complex grammar, but emotional truth. Now, let's connect gratitude with motivation and personal growth. When you practice gratitude in English, you're not only improving your language, you're improving your mindset. You start noticing the good things around you. You start seeing progress, not just problems, and that gives you confidence. For example, you can say, "I'm thankful for how far I've come. I'm grateful for every lesson I've learned. Even when things are hard, I still have something to be thankful for." When you speak this way, your English becomes not only fluent, it becomes alive. Let's take a moment to reflect. Who are you thankful for right now? Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's your teacher. Maybe it's yourself for not giving up. Say it out loud in English. I'm thankful for, and finish the sentence from your heart. That's your real English voice. That's your connection to the world. As we close this part, remember this truth. Gratitude builds bridges. Empathy heals hearts. And when you express both through English, You become more than a language learner, you become a communicator. You're not just learning words, you're learning connection, and that's the kind of English that changes lives, including yours. In the next part, we'll explore something even more powerful: how to express deep emotions and tell your personal story in English, using simple, natural sentences that touch people's hearts. Because your story, told with emotion, is what makes your English unforgettable. Let's go deeper now. You've learned how to express gratitude, empathy, and motivation, 3 emotional foundations of real communication. Now, it's time to take a step further, sharing your personal story in English. Because your story is what makes your voice unique. And when you can tell it with emotion, people don't just listen, they feel it. In every culture, storytelling is how we connect. It's how we share lessons, dreams, and experiences. When you tell your story in English, you're not only practicing vocabulary, you're building emotional fluency. You're learning to speak from your life, from your heart. Let's start simple. When you tell a personal story, use real, natural English. You don't need big, fancy words. You need clarity, honesty, and feeling. Here are some simple, real-life English sentences you can use to share your story. When I was a kid, I used to dream big. I still remember my first English class. It wasn't easy, but I kept trying. I made a lot of mistakes, and that's how I learned. There were times I wanted to give up, but I found something that inspired me to continue. Every challenge taught me something new. I realized I'm stronger than I thought. I learned to believe in myself, and that's why I'm here today, still learning, still growing. Notice how these sentences are short, simple, and emotional. They sound real because they come from experience. And the rhythm of this kind of storytelling keeps people listening. It pulls them closer to your world. Let's practice with a short personal story example. When I first started learning English, I was scared to speak. I knew the words, but I didn't have confidence. Every time I opened my mouth, my mind froze. I worried people would judge my accent or laugh at my mistakes. But one day, I realized something important. People don't care if your English is perfect, they care if you're genuine. So, I started speaking, slowly, even if I made mistakes. And something magical happened. People listened, they smiled, they helped me. That's when I understood that connection is more powerful than perfection. This story uses basic words, but it creates a strong emotional impact. That's the kind of storytelling that touches hearts. You don't have to be a great writer. You just have to be honest. Now, here are some useful sentence patterns you can use to share your own story naturally. There was a time when I'll never forget the day I used to think that it took me a long time to understand. Looking back, I realized that experience changed me. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. That moment taught me a valuable lesson. When you use these patterns, your English becomes emotional and alive. You start to sound more like a storyteller, someone people want to listen to. Now let's connect this to culture. In English-speaking cultures, especially in the US, people love personal stories. In school, in job interviews, in conversations, stories are everywhere. When you share your story, you show your personality, not just your grammar, and that's what makes your English stand out. Here's a short conversation example with storytelling in it. A. You speak English really well. How did you learn? B. Thanks. Actually, I used to be really shy about speaking. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and practiced every day. At first, it was hard, but I didn't give up. Now I feel more confident. See how simple that is? It's just an honest story, but it creates connection instantly. Now, let's talk about emotions, because storytelling is not only about facts, it's about how those facts made you feel. When you share feelings, you invite people to understand you. Here are some emotional sentences you can use. I felt nervous, but also excited. I was so proud of myself. I didn't know what to do, but I trusted my heart. That experience changed the way I see life. I felt grateful for that moment. I cried, but they were happy tears. It still makes me smile when I think about it. When you mix emotions with your story, you make it memorable. You make it real. Now let's take a listening and speaking exercise. I'll say a sentence, and I want you to repeat it not just with your mouth, but with your emotion. I used to be afraid of speaking English. I didn't believe I could do it. But little by little, I started improving. I made mistakes, but I kept learning. Now I'm proud of how far I've come. I'm not perfect, but I'm confident. I speak English from the heart. Every time you say these sentences, you're not only improving your fluency, you're telling your story. You're becoming the narrator of your own growth. That's what makes your English powerful. And here's a beautiful truth. When you share your real story, people will relate to you. They'll see themselves in your journey because everyone has struggled, everyone has learned, everyone has started somewhere. So, don't hide your story, share it. Your mistakes, your efforts, your dreams, they are all part of what makes your English special. Before we close this part, here are a few reflection sentences you can practice. I'm proud of my journey. I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned. My story is still being written. I'm becoming the person I always wanted to be. I'm learning to speak English with courage and heart. Those words are powerful. They remind you that your voice matters. Your story matters. And your English is more than just language, it's your voice in the world. In the next part, we'll take all these emotions, motivation, gratitude, empathy, and storytelling, and bring them together. You'll learn how to use real-life English sentences to inspire others, to speak with influence, and to communicate from a place of confidence and authenticity. Because when you speak from your heart, your English becomes unforgettable. Now that you've learned to express your emotions, gratitude, and personal stories, it's time to take the next step using English to inspire others. This is where your learning becomes leadership. When you speak with emotion, honesty, and purpose, you don't just communicate, you influence. You remind others that learning English, or any goal, is not just about skill, it's about heart. Think about it. Every time you speak English with confidence, someone else feels encouraged to try too. Your story can become someone else's motivation. And that's the magic of language. It connects one human heart to another. Let's begin this part with some real-life English sentences that inspire and encourage others. Repeat them out loud if you can. You can do this. Don't give up, you're closer than you think. Every small step counts. It's never too late to start again. Believe in yourself even when no one else does. You've already come so far. Keep learning, keep growing. Mistakes don't define you, they teach you. You're stronger than you know. Be proud of how far you've come. Each of these sentences carries not only meaning but energy. When you speak them with emotion, people feel it. They hear hope in your voice. That's what real communication is, transferring emotion, not just information. Now, Let's practice using these sentences in everyday conversation. Here's a simple example. A. I feel like my English isn't improving. B. Don't say that. You're doing great. Every day you're getting better. A. Really? Sometimes I feel stuck. B. That's normal. Just keep going. You'll get there one step at a time. This conversation is short, but full of encouragement. That's how you sound supportive and natural in English. You don't need big words, you need warmth. Here are more natural English expressions that native speakers use to inspire others. Keep pushing forward. You're on the right track. Trust the process. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You've got this. Stay positive, you're improving. I believe in you. Good things take time. These sentences are used daily in classrooms, at work, between friends, and online. They're simple, emotional, and full of life. When you use them, your English becomes both natural and inspiring. Now, let's shift the focus to how you speak, not just what you say. When you want to inspire someone, your tone matters. Speak slowly, clearly, and with feeling. Pause where it matters. Let your words breathe. For example, listen to the difference. If you say quickly, "Don't give up, you'll be fine," it sounds routine. But if you say with meaning, "Don't give up, you're stronger than you think," you give the listener a moment to feel it. That's how you make English sound human. Let's do a short practice exercise together. Repeat these lines slowly, as if you're encouraging a friend. You're doing better than you realize. Every effort you make brings you closer. You're learning, even when it feels hard. Be patient with yourself, you're growing. Don't stop, you're almost there. Did you feel how each sentence gives energy, not just words? That's inspiration through language. Now, let's connect this to culture. In many English-speaking countries, especially in the US and the UK, people often use encouraging words in daily life. They compliment others, celebrate small progress, and show emotional support. This positivity is part of the culture. When you speak this way, you're not just using English, you're becoming part of the culture of encouragement. You're building emotional connection through kindness. Here's another real-world example of how people encourage each other in English. A. I'm nervous about my interview tomorrow. B. You'll do great. You've prepared well. Just be yourself. A. Thanks, I needed that. B. You've got this. Believe in yourself. This kind of support makes conversation warm and real. And the good news is, you can sound like this too. All it takes is practice, emotion, and authenticity. Let's also explore how to inspire yourself through English. You don't always need someone else to motivate you. Your own words can lift you up. Try saying these sentences to yourself. I'm proud of how far I've come. I'm doing my best, and that's enough. Every day I'm improving. I'll keep going until I reach my goal. I'm capable of amazing things. These aren't just affirmations, they're emotional training for your mind. When you repeat them often, in English, they become part of your identity. They shape how you think, how you speak, and how you live. Now, here's something powerful. When your English carries emotion, people will listen not because your grammar is perfect, but because your energy is real. They'll feel inspired because your voice has life. That's what makes a great communicator. Let's take one more step. Imagine you're talking to someone who's feeling hopeless about learning English. What would you say? Maybe something like, I know it's hard, But look at you, you're still here, learning, growing. That's something to be proud of. You're not failing. You're evolving. And that's how progress really happens. That's empathy, motivation, and inspiration, all in simple English. And that's exactly the kind of English that touches people's hearts. So, as you keep learning, remember this. Every sentence you speak is a chance to inspire. Every mistake is a chance to grow. And every small victory is proof that you're moving forward. Your journey itself is inspiring, you just have to believe it. Before we close this part, let's repeat together some powerful lines to strengthen your confidence. I'm proud of my progress. I inspire others through my effort. My voice matters. My story can help someone else. I'm speaking English not just with words, but with heart. That's the mindset of a confident speaker. That's the spirit of natural communication. In the next part, our final one, will bring everything together. We'll combine culture, motivation, emotion, and storytelling into one final message that celebrates who you are as an English learner and as a global communicator. Because speaking English isn't just about learning a language, it's about expressing the best version of yourself. This is the final part of our journey together. You've learned how to express emotions, gratitude, motivation, and empathy. You've practiced how to share your story, inspire others, and connect through real English sentences that sound natural and human. Now, it's time to bring everything together to speak not only with words, but with heart. Let's begin with something simple but powerful. Every time you speak English, you are doing something brave. You are crossing cultures. You are expressing your thoughts in another language. You are growing sentence by sentence, day by day. That takes courage. That takes heart. Fluency doesn't come from perfection. It comes from connection. When you speak naturally, confidently, and from the heart, people don't hear your accent, they hear your spirit. They hear your effort, your emotion, your sincerity, and that's what makes your English unforgettable. Let's reflect for a moment. When you started this journey, maybe you were shy or afraid to make mistakes. Maybe you compared yourself to others. But now, you understand something deeper. English isn't just a subject. It's a bridge. A bridge between you and the world. Between your culture and another culture. Between your heart and another person's heart. And every time you say even one sentence in English, that bridge grows stronger. Here are some real-life English sentences to remind yourself of how far you've come. I'm proud of my progress. I'm still learning, and that's okay. I've already improved so much. I'm not afraid to speak anymore. My English is my journey, not my competition. I can express who I truly am. I learn from my mistakes. I speak with confidence and kindness. I'm becoming fluent, step by step. I believe in myself. These sentences are more than practice, they're affirmations. They help you build emotional fluency, the ability to express your thoughts and your feelings naturally. And that's what makes you a real communicator. Let's go deeper into what it means to speak from the heart. Speaking from the heart means being present. It means listening. It means using your voice not to impress, but to connect. When you say, I understand, mean it. When you say, thank you, feel it. When you say, I'm proud of you, let your tone carry warmth. Because English without emotion is just sound, but English with emotion becomes music. Let's do a short reflection exercise together. Close your eyes for a moment and think about why you started learning English. Maybe you wanted better opportunities. Maybe you wanted to travel. Maybe you wanted to connect with people around the world. Whatever your reason, hold on to it. That reason is your motivation. It's your story, and every word you learn brings you closer to it. Now, repeat these sentences slowly and let them sink in. I started learning English to grow. I'm proud of how far I've come. I will keep going, no matter how long it takes. I'm learning to express my heart in English. I'm enough, exactly as I am. That's your truth. That's your power. That's your English. Now, let's talk about how to stay confident and motivated for life. Confidence doesn't mean never feeling nervous. Confidence means speaking even when you feel nervous. It's the courage to try again. It's the voice inside that says, I can do this. So, when you feel unsure, use these real English reminders. It's okay to make mistakes, they help me learn. Every word I speak takes me one step closer. I don't have to be perfect, I just have to keep going. My effort matters. I'm learning something valuable every day. These sentences are like emotional tools. They keep you strong when learning feels slow. They remind you that progress is not about speed, it's about persistence. Now, think about how far you've come in this video series. You've learned how to express real emotions, joy, gratitude, empathy, hope. You've practiced speaking naturally and with purpose. You've learned that English is not just about grammar, it's about you, your thoughts, your feelings, your humanity, and that's what truly matters. Here's one more inspirational message to carry with you. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. You just need to sound like yourself, confident, kind, and real. Because real English isn't about accent or speed. It's about clarity and connection. It's about letting people see your heart through your words. That's what fluency truly is. Let's finish this journey with a few final affirmations. Say them slowly. Feel every word. I speak English with confidence. I express my heart through my words. My English connects me to the world. I inspire others with my effort. I'm proud of my voice, it's my strength. I will keep learning, growing, and speaking from the heart. Take a deep breath. You've made it this far, that means you've already succeeded. You're not just learning English. You're becoming a global communicator, someone who listens, understands, and inspires across cultures. And always remember, language is not just about words. It's about connection. It's about understanding. It's about love. Keep speaking. Keep feeling. Keep believing. Because your voice, your English voice, can make the world a little warmer, a little kinder, and a little more human. This is EchoMind English, and I want you to remember this one final truth. You don't just speak English, you speak from your heart.